From being one of the most winningest quarterbacks in high school football history and being a bona fide superstar entering college to all of a sudden never starting a single game in college. Today we're going to be breaking down the story of former Ohio State, Miami, and now UNLV quarterback Tate Martell. Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Hope you're having a blessed day and welcome back to SharpeSports. And yesterday it was made official that Tate Martell is officially retiring from football. Now, for most people who haven't really been keeping up with Tate Martell, this is probably coming as a shock, but to anybody who's even had a slight eye on Tate Martell's situation, this is not that big of a surprise. Now, real quick before we jump into Tate Martell's story, please be sure to leave this video a like. It means a lot as far as getting the video out to as many people as possible. And if this isn't your first time coming across my channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss any of these fire videos that we're dropping. Tate Martell was born in Poway, California, which is in the San Diego area, and from a young age, it was quite evident that Tate Martell was special. I mean, at 14 years old, he got his first offer from Steve Sarkisian when he was at Washington. Now, after an average freshman year at Poway High School, Tate Martell made the biggest decision for his football career in transferring to Bishop Gorman High School. Bishop Gorman is a perennial powerhouse coming out of the state of Nevada and are consistently ranked as the #1 team in the state of Nevada. Now, Tate had some big shoes to fill heading into his sophomore year, seeing that he was going to be filling the shoes of Randall Cunningham II, as you should probably already guess who that's the son of. However, Tate Martell not only filled those shoes, but he made them his own, seeing that from his sophomore year to his senior year as a starter for Bishop Gorman, he led them to a 45-0 record, finishing with the second most passing yards in Nevada history, throwing for 7,510 passing yards and 113 touchdowns. Now, Tate Martell was already a highly talked about name, seeing that he was the Nevada Gatorade State Player of the Year his senior year after leading Bishop Gorman to a perfect 15-0 record. However, he became a household name when he was featured on Netflix's QB1 Beyond the Lights. That's where you and I really started hearing about Tate Martell. Now, it is no surprise that for Tate making a name for himself both on and off the field, he was going to be an extremely highly rated recruit, and in his senior year in the class of 2017, Tate Martell was ranked as the second best player in Nevada, the second best dual threat quarterback in the country, and the 56th best player nationally, earning himself a 4-star ranking. Now, real quick before we continue on with Tate Martell's story, I want to go back and show you truly how good this kid was while he was in high school. 3, 2, 1. Now, let me quickly put you guys onto the greatness that was Tate Martell at Bishop Gorman. This dude, even though he was an undersized quarterback standing at about 5'10", 5'11", 200, this dude, he was something else in high school. This dude was a winner. He could get it done on the ground. He can get it done with his arm. He can get it done with the bunnies. I mean, this dude, he was getting it done all over the place. And Bishop Gorman plays a national schedule. They don't be playing no cupcake teams. I mean, look at the velocity he's putting on this throw. This ball barely leaves the ground. He's throwing laser beams out there. Also, by the way, Bishop Gorman is one of the drippiest schools in the country. I don't care what anybody else has to say. Bishop Gorman's got the big drip. Step up into the pocket, get him up off you. He honestly was looking to be the second coming of a the second coming of a Johnny Manziel. He had that play style, the slightly undersized quarterback who can get it done on the ground and who can get it done in the air. I mean, Tate Martell, this dude, man. Hey, y'all hear the rest of the story in a minute, but this dude, when it came to top level high school quarterbacks, Tate Martell was up there. I mean, this dude, he can make every throw in the book, and he can make it with velocity too. And then his deceptive speed, that's what really made him the complete player that he was in high school. Ankles, get him off you. Just take off. Great blocking downfield, receiver. Like I said, he wasn't just all hype. The kid was backing it up. However, little did we know, after Tate Martell's final game as a high school football recruit, he would never step foot onto a field as a starting quarterback ever. Tate Martell decided to take his talents to Ohio State coming out of high school. Now, I'm pretty sure that this was all a part of Ohio State's plan to incorporate Tate Martell into their offense, seeing that Tate Martell did redshirt his true freshman year. However, JT Barrett was coming off of one of his best seasons at Ohio State, so it made sense that he was going to clearly be the starter for that 2017-2018 season. Now, heading into Tate Martell's redshirt freshman season, he had high hopes and a bunch of hype around him, seeing if he could end up being Ohio State's QB1. However, sadly, Tate Martell decided to go to Ohio State when Ohio State had arguably the deepest quarterback room that college football has ever seen. When Tate Martell decided to join Ohio State, he was joining a team with a bona fide superstar in JT Barrett, who was coming off of a ridiculous season, being first team all Big Ten. Dwayne Haskins, who also would be a future first team all Big Ten quarterback. And a guy named Joe Burrow, who he ended up transferring away, but he kind of just ended up, winning the Heisman, a national championship, arguably had one of the greatest quarterback seasons ever in college football history. Yeah, you could say the cards didn't really pan out in Tate Martell's favor. Tate Martell saw extremely limited action for the Ohio State Buckeyes in 2018, throwing for 269 yards for 1 touchdown, and then rushing for 128 rushing yards and another 2 touchdowns. Now, heading into 2019, it was supposed to be the year of Tate Martell. However, there was a quarterback who just hit the transfer portal from Georgia who was looking to find a new home. And that quarterback was none other than Justin Fields. Now, if you thought that Tate Martell had an impressive resume heading into college, Justin Fields was on a completely different level. Coming out of the class of 2018, Justin Fields was ranked as the second best player in Georgia, the #1 dual threat quarterback in the country, and the second best player nationally. And 24/7 Sports has him ranked as the 8th greatest high school football recruit of all time. The only reason that Justin Fields wasn't the unanimous #1 overall recruit in his class is because there was just another guy named Trevor Lawrence who, he was kind of taking away a little bit of his shine. But yeah, Justin Fields was on a completely different level. However, it seemed like Tate Martell was not backing down from the challenge that Justin Fields was presenting. After Tate Martell heard rumors that Justin Fields would be transferring to Ohio State, here's what Tate Martell had to say about the situation. Tate Martell stated, "Why would I leave for someone who hasn't put in a single second into the program? To just run away from somebody who hasn't put a single second into workouts, anything like that, and doesn't know what the program is all about? There's not a chance. I will. I'm 100% sure of that. I'm not just going to walk away from something that I've put so much time into, and there is not a chance that I won't go out there and compete for that." Now, that sounded phenomenal. It sounded like Tate Martell was ready to go out there and have a real quarterback battle with Justin Fields. However, 2 weeks later, he entered his name into the transfer portal. So far in Tate Martell's college career, he redshirted his true freshman year because he had to sit behind JT Barrett. Then he had to sit behind Dwayne Haskins in his redshirt freshman year. And now going into his redshirt sophomore year, he transferred so that he would not have to sit behind another quarterback. However, hey, you know what? You got to go where you're wanted, and you got to go where you can get some playing time. So Tate Martell hitting the transfer portal made perfect sense. And in the spring of 2019, Tate Martell made his college decision to transfer to the University of Miami. Now, when Tate Martell stepped foot onto the University of Miami's campus, everybody and their mother thought it was a done deal that Tate Martell would be the starting quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. However, that could not have been further from the truth. Not only did Tate Martell lose his starting quarterback job to Jaron Williams, he also lost the backup job to N'Kosi Perry. So in the span of a couple months, Tate Martell went from being the potential backup to Justin Fields to now being the 3rd string quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. In 2019, Tate Martell only had 1 pass completion for 7 yards and was used more as a gadget quarterback, having 7 rushing attempts for only 7 yards. So all right, now, hey, you know what? We got a whole new season. It's 2020. Now is the time for Tate Martell to finally step in and be a starting quarterback at the college level. Jaron Williams had transferred to USF, and all he had to do was just beat out N'Kosi Perry. However, there was a quarterback who had already established a really good name for himself in the college ranks in the name of D'Eriq King, who transferred from Houston to Miami. So this was going to be the 4th straight year that high-profile high school quarterback Tate Martell was looking to be a backup to another quarterback. Well, after being suspended for the team's season opener in 2020, Tate Martell decided to opt out of the 2020 football season due to COVID. However, it was more so that he can keep another year of eligibility on his books so that he can try and transfer somewhere else. Now, it didn't look like it was an easy decision for Tate Martell to leave Miami. It looked like he really wanted to be there to try and give it his all to go out there and be the team's starting quarterback. However, he simply knew deep down that Miami just wasn't the place for him. Tate Martell released this statement after making his decision to leave Miami, saying, "I never learned how to really push myself until I did it at Ohio State. I learned it from JT Barrett, Joe Burrow, and Dwayne Haskins. I learned what the standard was for a quarterback. I had to go through what I went through this last 4 years to get where I'm about to be. The pain it has caused is my motivation every day. This story is going to change from what it's been to this point. Now it's just going to take one person to believe in me. I promise it's going to be one of the best decisions they ever made. What I'm building right now is for that team. Everything I'm going through is for that team. I'm refining myself daily to become the person that everybody needs me to be. My family, my friends, my city. It's all for them. I've got nothing to lose and everything to prove." Well, the team that Tate Martell was saying that he was doing all this preparation for turned out to be UNLV. Tate Martell was heading back to the state that turned him into a superstar. However, after dealing with some injuries and eventually losing again the starting quarterback job to Cameron Friel, Tate Martell officially decided to hang it up and call it quits when it comes to his football career. Now, to me, the case of Tate Martell, now obviously, I don't have all the super details. This is going off of just a bird's eye view of the situation. To me, the Tate Martell situation is a case of a player who went into a college program with all the hype and the mentality of a high school football player and never truly took that next step into turning himself into a legitimate starting quarterback at the college level. To me, it seemed like after constantly, year after year after year, having your hopes, all the hard work that you're putting in the offseason, all the studying, all the film tape, all the time that you're taking to improve yourself, when each and every single year you find yourself losing a quarterback battle to another person, that weighs a toll on you. On top of the fact that you are Tate Martell and you have this name that and this expectation from everybody that you didn't really ask for. I mean, you kind of did by doing a Netflix show, but you know what I'm talking about. However, I do think that Tate Martell finally deciding to hang it up and call it quits when it comes to football is going to be the best thing for his mental health, because having that expectation and that pressure year after year after year to be the guy on campus and then to constantly get outperformed by another player, that weighs on you. Having all those people chirping, "Oh, I thought you were supposed to be this guy. Oh, aren't you supposed to be the starting quarterback?" Just having all that chirping constantly around you and having all these expectations of not only yourself as an athlete and as a competitor, but from everybody else around you. Tate Martell being able to step away from football and focus on his life after football, to me, is the best decision that Tate Martell could have made. I wish nothing but the best for Tate Martell, and I hope that in all of his ventures moving forward, he sees nothing but success. However, for any young high school recruit watching this video, if you've gotten to this point of the video, understand this. No matter how good or how bad you are as a high school football recruit, once you step foot onto a college campus, all of that goes out the window. You go back to square one as if you were a freshman again, because you are a freshman again, and you have to reprove yourself, and you have to go out there and show that you not only were the player that you were in high school, but that you are now a new and dominant player in college. So that is going to wrap up the video of what happened to Tate Martell. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, please be sure to leave this video a like. Did a lot of research and a lot of, a little behind the scenes things to try and make this as informative of a video as possible for you guys. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button, answering all the notifications so you never miss when we're dropping these videos. And with all that being said, I love and appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.